The movement class today is everything without props because I'm not quite sure what your props are. And so some of you had sent me a little list of what you do have. So I will try to teach class accordingly. So again, today is everything without. Okay. So we're going to start just lying down on our back. And just let your body feel the floor. You can let your knees rock side to side. You can bring your arms out to the sides. You can move the knees in one direction. You can look in the opposite direction. You can even take your arms up and let them take this nice wave from one side to the other. And then let your arms rest back out. Bring your legs back to the center. Have your feet a nice 6 bones distance apart from your sit bones underneath here, and feel the inside edges of your feet. And I'd like you just to pay attention, just soften your eyes and pay attention to what is on the mat in relationship to what is not on the mat. So right now, there's no right or wrong. It's just you taking an inner inventory of how your legs feel in relationship to your feet and how your hips feel in relationship to your legs. So we don't want to create any tension in the hip creases. And we want to think into our feet to allow that relaxation of the legs and the pelvis. If your pelvis is in a neutral, all you need to do is visualize a bowl of water. It's just resting. It's not tilting towards your pubic bones. It's not tilting towards your belly button. And it's not going right or left at this point. Okay. And then see what part of your spine is on the mat as we go up from just behind the belly button from the lumbar spine. What part of the ribs do you start to feel come in contact with the mat? And just lying here, do you feel as though one shoulder blade is heavier than the other? Or maybe you're feeling a little tension in your front body. So can you allow your collarbones to rest wide? And you want to make sure that your chin's not jetting towards the ceiling and looking something like that, but bringing it down and just keeping length. From here, you're just going to tilt your pelvis without any glutes or hamstrings. All you're doing is creating flexion and extension. So you're flexing and you're flattening your back, but you're not squeezing your butt to do that. You're just letting the rhythms of your skeleton just do their work. Again, you're staying to the inside edges of your feet. You keep your inner thighs parallel. And all these little details that I talked through in Q are very important to how the body moves, and especially with the bones, okay? One more time, going towards the belly button and back towards the pubic bones, and then settle yourself somewhere in between those two nice points. Now, without your feet and knees moving, can you tilt your pelvis just to the left and to the right? So as you're looking at the camera here, you don't see me moving a whole lot. And we may find that that bowl of water might tilt to one side, but it doesn't tilt very smoothly to the other. So just honor that. That is what it is right now. I like to have the tactile feedback of my hands. And then back to the center. And a lovely movement is just thinking about swishing that bowl of water all the way around the rim of the bowl. And if you can see, I'm not moving my knees or my feet. I'm just going all the way around one direction. And then wherever you are there in space, go ahead and bring it around to the other direction. And around and around. Very nice. And just settle it. Now, once again, just let your knees sway side to side. Hug your right knee in. Really squeeze that thigh to your chest and extend your left leg long on the floor, the back of the leg to the mat. You can allow your lower right leg to relax and your upper body is relaxed. except you are using the strength of your hands and your arms to pull. And you are trying to bring the back of the leg of the left down to the floor. Maybe take a little twist, take your left hand over to the right. Right arm can go out to the side. I'm not looking for my knee to touch the floor, but as I take my leg to the left, I can look towards my right fingers. And then bring that up slowly. Now drag that left heel in, bring that leg in, and just kind of scoot your hips. Just give yourself a little length there. Keep the left one in, extend that right one long, and interlace and pull into your body. Pull it in. Now holding to the outside of that knee, left arm out to the side, and just take a little twist. You don't want to overdo. You don't want to jeopardize any overstretching in that low back. And then come back. Nothing is static though. I like to constantly move around, you know, when you're holding different stretches. When you're thinking that you're just holding, if you really think maybe inside your body of how things are working and moving around and always thinking about your breath, okay? Good. And then just hold on to the back side of the leg. Hold there. Point and flex your feet. Good. You're gonna leave your legs at tabletop. Your hands can come behind your head. Your elbows are in your peripheral view. And as you exhale, bring your upper body forward. Extend your right leg nice and straight and strong and switch. Now you can take the leg lower than that if you would like, if you don't feel as though you're arching your back. But you keep that upper back up and your hands are supporting your head. I'm not pulling my chin to my chest. I'm looking out over my knees as they extend. Just one more on each side. Bend the knee and come on down. So upper body flexion is about reopening the upper back, okay? Put your feet back down. Bring your arms down to your sides. Just let your collarbones open again. Palms are up. Inner thighs are parallel. And I'd like you to see if you can roll that pelvis again like we did earlier. Roll up just to the base of your shoulder blade. So you feel the bottom of your sternum down. And maybe bring your arms up without touching the floor. And then when you peel down, think of reaching your fingers in one direction, your knees in the other direction as you bring your pelvis all the way down to where you would think that bowl of water is level. Okay, bring your arms back down. Exhale, peel right back up. Inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, peel down. And bring your arms down. Do that 2 more times. Exhale, peel up. Inside edges of your feet, inner thighs parallel. Inhale, float your arms. And exhale, peel down. And bring your arms back down. One last time. Exhale, peel up. Inhale, float your arms. And peel down. And bring your arms down to your side. Good. Just roll yourself to your side so you're facing me. Bring your arm up to the side. Now, just bend the bottom knee to anchor yourself. Take this hand and either hold on to the pant leg if you can, or your sock if you have a sock on, or your foot. Now, think of your hip bones drawing upwards. You don't want to arch your back when you're trying to stretch your quadricep because it's attached to the pelvis, okay? So you're holding on there, press into that hand. That you'll notice that opens up that top and front chest. So you don't want your knee up here. You want to bring it down so it's perpendicular to your pelvis. And then draw your hip bones up. It's like you're trying to pull this to this, right? And still keep the length, okay? And breathe, of course. Good. And then just bring that leg in and move that ankle around. And around the other way. Good. We'll come to the other side, but for right now, bring that leg down. Come on up. one of my favorite side bends is you can bring this hand down to the floor. You're going to bring this one up. And as I take the arm up, I'm trying to open up the side body. I'm trying to reach this hip down to the floor. So I go up. And instead of my head dropping that way, I'm going to turn and look up towards that top arm. You can even rotate with that and look to the head of your mat. Keep that length. Just pay attention. Just keep the focus. Come back around. Open up. Bring that arm up. If you can, hold on to the knee or the ankle, whatever feels good, and just come up to the awkward side. It is kind of an awkward stretch. And back down. Okay, let's swing our legs to the other side. Let's start with that one. Now, this is my awkward side, kind of the tighter side. And bring the hand down. And as I go into that side bend, you're noticing that I'm pulling away from the hand that's on the floor so that I can bring the bottom rib area into the top. And I take the arm up and I'm looking up in that direction. And you want to think of dropping your sit bones again. You don't want to arch your back. And then take that nice rotation and bring it around. And just come back up. And come up. As I say, just moving your body around on your mat, you can't go wrong. You just lie there and you just be playful. That's what it's all about. And bring yourself all the way and down. Reach it out. Now the same thing, each side is different. So again, keep your hip bones drawing towards your ribs. Bend that knee, reach back. Press your hip forward. Now, again, try not to have the knee up. Bring it down. And then feel that front chest, whatever side you're on. Feel that front chest open up, the foot firmly pressing into your hands. I always say you can't go wrong with breathing either, just lying here and breathing. Yeah. And then bring that down. What I'm going to have you do is bring your legs down like this. Let's do a little bit of side leg work. And I want you to notice is that I want you to keep both legs the same length. I have my legs slightly in front of my hips. So they're definitely not behind me, but they're just slightly in front. My top hand is going to be my little kickstand. And I'm going to lift both legs up. I'm going to flex the feet. I'm going to point the toes and lower them down. Now think of keeping your top leg as long as your bottom leg. So you don't want to hike into this and try to lift up because then you don't have space. But it's like I'm pulling or somebody's pulling on your top leg. And it's not about how high you lift, but the idea is to stay very light in your bottom waistline. Okay, let's do 3 more. Reach up, flex your feet strong, pull those little toes back, point the toes, and come on down. And do it again. Take it up, flex, and point, and bring it down. And take it up, and flex, and point, and bring it down. Now, just bring your top knee forward. Just take that top arm up, looking down at your mat. Put that knee there and just roll back. Open your chest up. Bring that arm back around. Reach it way out. Open that hip up. You can maybe even look towards your bottom arm and bring it back. Last one. Let's bend both knees out to the side and see if you can bring that top arm back to the floor and you look towards the fingers. And then bring that hand back around. Before we go to the other side, just transition. Come on to all fours here. And I like to have my fingers to the edge of my mat so I'm nice and wide. I'm pressing firm into all of my fingers, all of the creases of my fingers, and I'm pressing my index finger firm. And I want you to pull your hands like you're going to cinch your mat together and your knees like you're going into this cat back. And there's no muscles involved. If they get involved, it's not because you're voluntarily aiding that. You're just pulling in. You're just trying to flex the spine. You're looking up towards your belly button and you're pulling back and out and look forward. And again, pull it in. There's a breath there. I like to inhale away from the earth, exhale back down to the earth. And one more time, pull up and back down. Very good. Giving the wrist a little break, come down to your forearm, extend your right foot and press that heel back. Feel a nice stretch in that calf. Now transition, put the other one out there, come into a plank. And now bring the right knee down and just continue to feel the stretch in your left calf. Walk your knees back in, bring your hands up. Now this time, if your wrists are underneath your shoulders, take one handprint forward. And you're just going to make a nice sweeping circle. And just reach your hips back toward your heels where that's comfortable for you and your knees, and reach out and around and back and open and out and around and back. Reach. Let's go the other direction. Reach it back. Just truly let your body flow. Spiraling is very important for the spine. You're just letting your body feel the feels and all the way back. This is called child's pose. Your knees are open, your big toes are together. If this is okay, you sit back on your heels, you reach out, you bring your forehead down. Now, if this doesn't feel good on knees, this is a great alternative. You take your hands forward, reach up, your hips are up in the air, and bring your forehead down. Now, whenever pose you chose there, take your right hand off of the mat and think of reaching your left hand more and more and more, and then press firm into the floor. Turn your left ear inside the arms. And then come up. So you're opening up that side body again, like you did up there in Mermaid. So again, you're reaching out and feel now if your arms or hands are to the left, you're feeling your whole right side body open. And then walk yourself back. Now, if this is not good on the knees, you can just come up here like that, okay? You can even tuck your toes under if your feet are talking to you, okay? We're just gonna sit back for a moment and then swing yourself around. Okay, coming all the way down to this side, making sure that your legs are slightly out in front of you. Okay, here goes that waistline again. And sometimes if we're tight on one side of the back, and or you have a leg discrepancy, I mean, maybe this is a little more challenging getting that leg down, okay, to have that space, but you want it light. And then again, you're reaching out, flex your feet, point your toes, and lower. And up, and flex, and point, and lower. Do that again. Take it up, flex, and point, and down. Do it again, and up, flex, point, and down. Two more times. Take it up, flex, point, and down. Last one. Reach, flex, and point, and down. Good. Now let's take that top leg here. Bring the arm way out. So you're looking down at the mat. And then slide back. Open your chest up. Maybe the arm comes to the floor, maybe it doesn't, but you look in that direction, a big twist. Now, this time when the arm comes around, look towards the bottom arm. Reach out. Come back, open it up again. And then this time, stack your knees on top of one another, and that arm should come to the floor. Bring it back around. This time, come all the way over on your front. Come into Sphinx pose. Your hands are out in front. Your elbows are underneath your shoulders, and you feel your pubic bones down on the mat, okay? Now, press firm into your hands and your wrists and pull your elbows in and think of lifting up your front chest. And pay attention to your inhale. Your inhale helps really open up the lumbar spine. So you don't want to just be hanging here, or you're going to be in your low back. You want to really think through the front body. You're trying to create length in the front. Now keep that length in your front body as you come down. Now slide your arms up, your thumbs are facing up, and give yourself a little scoot. I call this like somebody's pulling your legs, right? And what you'll feel is you get a little more length in your lower back. Keeping your head up, we're going to go into modified Pilates swimming. Your heels are in alignment with your sit bones like they were with our pelvic lift. Bring your right arm and left leg up, and they don't need to lift very high. Bring them down, and then the other side. Now, what's important is that we pay attention to our abdominals. We pay attention to our breathing so that there's some activity happening in your front body. And you lift left arm, right leg, right arm, left leg. And again, up and down, and up and down, and up and down, and up, and bring it down. Good. Place your hands on top of one another and let your head just come down. Let your body completely let go. Now you keep your head down while I talk because it muffles with my head down. When you're in this prone shavasana, it's impossible to be a neck breather. So you want to feel this expansion in your body, the ribs and the backside of the body. You feel this rise and fall. And if you get that breath deep enough, you may even feel a little bit of rise and fall of the lumbar spine and the sacrum. So just pay attention to the breath. But all in all, it's impossible to be a neck breather when we are lying prone. Okay, so let's just be here for a moment. Now we're going to make it a little more active again. Bring your arms down to your sides. Open your collarbone. Palms are facing down. You can just stay here. If you would like, make sure that, again, you got a little scoot so your low back's long. Hover both legs. Each time you exhale, you should feel that your front body, your abdominals get lighter. And the practice is when you inhale, are you pressing into the floor with your belly? We're really trying to not let that happen. 2 more breaths. 1 more time. And come on down. Now, place your right hand on the mat and take your left arm all the way out to a T and bring your left cheek to the mat. You're going to roll up and over. You're going to try to reach your right foot to the floor. You should feel a nice stretch in your left front chest. Bring that back around. Take the right arm out. Left hand is on the mat. Bring your right cheek to the mat. Take over. Left foot to the floor. Open your chest. back to the center. Looking down at the mat, walk your legs out again. Take your hands, interlace them. Just make sure that your palms stay facing you. Press your thumbs firm into your sacrum. Upper body comes up just a little bit and draw your elbows towards one another. So you see that my elbows are going to stay bent for right now. If it's okay on your shoulders, if you can keep your shoulders from rolling forward, can you straighten your arms out? We don't need to lift them, just straighten. Another breath here. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Extend yourself up. Walk yourself onto all fours. Let's take a little rotation. And so you're going to take your left hand, you're going to keep your hips right over your knees. This is called threading of the needle. And your hand goes on a diagonal. I have it right behind my right wrist. And I'm going to reach it on a diagonal. And I'm going to try to get my left shoulder down. My head is still not on the floor. And then I bring my head down. Your head is always the last. You can walk the hands forward and you can look up towards the ceiling. Of course, modify if you need to. Bring that right hand back. Press on up, nice and slow. Good. And now take it on a diagonal. You'll see on this side that I'm really getting my shoulder to the floor first, and then my head. And then I'm pressing forward a little bit. I'll walk my hand, left hand out, looking up the ceiling. Bring my hand back under and press back. Now put your hands down, tuck your toes under, press all the way back. Let your body come back towards your side. Now just take a little walk with this dog. And you'll notice that when you bend one knee and you straighten the other, you get this nice organic rotation. That's what it's all about. You're just walking here, bending one, straightening the other. You'll notice, hopefully, that your upper body rotates as well. Now hold that. Can you take your left hand toward your right shin, look under your right armpit? You're, of course, welcome to bend your knees if you need to. Take that left one up, bring the right one back. Bring it back. Now look up toward your hands, and if you need to, you might need to pick up your foot, but I want you to get it outside, off of the mat, outside your right foot or right hand, okay? Can you bring your knee down? Now just take your body and go side to side, just a little bit. So I'm not directly on my kneecap. If you see, I'm really trying to hit more of my quadricep there and back, okay? Now lift that left knee, come out of that slowly, walk it back and bring it in. Bend your knees again, just kind of move your pelvis. Look forward, step that left hand outside or left foot outside the hand. Bring the knee down, lengthen the top of the foot, and just let your body move. Just let it move. Good, tuck the toes under, lift up, press it back, and then bring your knees down. Face me. One of my favorite things is called the saw in the Pilates mat work of the repertoire. And your arms are out to the side, and you just spiral yourself to the right. And you don't need to reach too far, but you're just reaching outside that right leg. Look back towards the right hand. Come right back up. You're still rotated and back. Go over to the other side. Reach it. Look back. Come on up and back to the center. Do it again. Rotate. Reach. Come on up and back to the center. One more time. Reach it and back and up and back in. Good. Let's bring our feet together, the soles of your feet. Your knees might open more than mine. This is about as open as they get. And just scoot your hips towards your heels, okay? Hold on to your feet. Open your chest. Now, see if you can bring your hands, your thumbs to the arches. Bring your elbows inside. Try to keep the spine long. You can extend maybe the left leg out. Here's that side bend again. Nice stretch for that right hip there. But keep your head back and then bring that one in. Take your right one in. Take it over and up. And back in. And just let your legs be out. Now, ideally, if I was going to have you in a sitting practice, we would sit up on a bolster, but just feel the feels in your body, right? There's no right or wrong ever when it comes to movement. It's just putting your mat down on the floor. We just experienced not one prop, but just moving the body around is really, really important, as we all know. But it's taken the time to do it. 15 minutes, 30 minutes. I didn't time the session, but hopefully we got all the directions the spine can move. We flex, we extended, we rotated, we went into side bending, and we actually, with Sphinx pose, we went into hyperextension, and that's with the upper back. So I hope you enjoy this and continue moving. And until next time, take care.